Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Bill Jennings. I'm a broker owner, a real estate instructor. I've been in the business 25 years, and the goal here is a win-win. We want to talk about enjoying life, having fun, and making money. Okay, so one of the questions I get asked frequently in class is, hey, what's the best way to generate leads? And right then and there I say, you know what, the problem starts with the question itself. So I apologize when I say that's not a very good question, okay? Why is that not a good question? The reason it's not a good question is because someone just said, what is the best way? When in reality the question should be, what are the best ways? It should be plural. There's no one way. Now I'm going to still give you a couple things, some foundational, some subjects, some foundations with which to focus on. But I think you need to look at it like this. If you're in the real estate business, and you're thinking about what are the best ways to generate leads, best ways to get business, this is what I always ask. People come to class, they want to say, hey, I want to be successful, I want to do business. Tell me how I do this. Very good, I'll tell you. With no secrets to this, no secrets at all. But let me give you an analogy. Ready? Here's the analogy. The analogy is a bodybuilder, okay? How many of you are bodybuilders? Okay, all right. How many of you work out? All right, a lot of you work out, all right. Does anybody here just go and just do bicep curls? Does anybody just do only bicep curls? They go to the gym, they get there, and they're just like, oh, bicep curls, come back the next day, and do bicep curls again. Take 2 days off, they come back, do bicep. No, of course not. All right. You get my point. You see where I'm going with this? If you're a bodybuilder, you're working every muscle in the body, every major muscle group, and every individual muscle as well, right? There you go. That is business 101. That is prospecting 101, that is conversion 101, that is real estate 101, sales 101. You need to hit it from many angles. You need to work the biceps, the triceps, the pecs, the glutes, the quads, the hams, the lower back, the traps, the delts, you name it. You gotta work it all. You gotta do everything, a little bit of everything, but you gotta do everything well. Now, as you do everything, a couple fundamental principles that you need to keep in mind. Okay, ready? I'm gonna first start with a little anecdote. A little story, if you will. So I'm out and about, and you know what? I'll preface with maybe I'm a little hypersensitive. All right, maybe it's me. All right, but I go a lot of places. I see people I know. Let's say I see them at the gym. Let's say I see them at the grocery store. People I do business with. If they look up and they see you and they can't even do a wave, can't even do a head nod, a finger point, or a hey Bill, how are you doing? How's it going? Good. You know. I'll just say this, anywhere I go, if I see somebody that I know, I would absolutely feel awful knowing what I know, which might be very little. I go, hey Joe, hey Sarah, hey Keith, how are you? Doesn't mean I want to sit down and talk for 10 minutes. I have things to do. I might go to the gym and I go, hey, what's up Joey? Or I might just see from across the way, I might give a wave. I might go, hey, how are you? I acknowledge them. Number one. People want to be acknowledged. You've got to acknowledge people, because I'm going to tell you why. Not everybody needs to be acknowledged, but a large percentage of people do. On average, there is a percentage of people out there, not sure what it is, but if you don't do that, they will never do business with you ever again. Why would you take the chance? Why would you take the chance? If you see them out and about, at least go, hey. And if you notice you forgot them, if you have their phone number, pull out your cell phone, go, hey, sorry about that, I didn't mean to blah, 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 blah. Send them a message on social media. Send them a note, send them a note card. Say, hey, sorry to get a chance to talk with you more. I was busy, I was in the middle of something. That means they're important to you. If you act like they don't matter, guess what? Probably not gonna work with you. And here's the deal. I don't wanna work with people that I don't matter to as well. If they ignore me, I don't wanna work with them, even if they're the best of the best of the best. You know? Or even if, you know what, let's say you're out there and you know somebody now and you know that they have another, let's use insurance as an example, okay? Let's say I'm out there and I know several different insurance agents and I have my insurance agent. I have a very good insurance agent. However, let's say she and I are not best friends. Someone comes along, I might switch. It's a possibility. There's a possibility if I got to know somebody better, more. If I like somebody, I might say, you know, my insurance agent's been pretty good, but this person has been excellent. I think I'm going to enjoy working with them. See what I mean? Always give your best. Always assume that there's a possibility, that there's a chance. Always acknowledge them. Guess what? They always acknowledge me. But I'll guarantee you one thing. If number 2 and 3 in line, I don't care if it's a lender, a banker, an insurance agent, and I'm just making this up, by the way. I am, but I'm not, because these are actually real life examples that happen. But if they don't acknowledge me, I can tell you one thing, I'm not working with them. I'm not working with them at all. If they can't say and take one moment to simply say, hey, how you doing? Hey, Bill, what's up? Hey, how are you? They're out. Now, the other individual that when they see me, they go, hey, how are you doing? How are you? They don't have to come talk to me. They don't have to go out of their way. They should acknowledge me. You know, and maybe once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, maybe every quarter, they send something, they do something, say, hey, if something ever changes, because guess what? My insurance agent, my banker, may upset me. Maybe it's the company upsets me. Maybe it has nothing to do with them. If something changes, who am I going to go to? I'm going to go to number 2 in line. Who is number 2 in line? The person who's worked for it. Either the person I know, the person I like. And I'm going to tell you right now, you like them, they'll like you back. You don't like them, they won't like you back. Well, on average. So as I've said, just repeat, you need to acknowledge people. It's that simple. I can't tell you how many people don't acknowledge me. You know, just in passing or something like that. And, you know, I jokingly said that I'm a little hypersensitive, but I don't really think much of it. But I do, but I don't. Because I go, interesting. No big deal. I have something in their mind. They're busy. They have things going on in their life. They have other, but I don't dislike them, but I don't have any affinity to, I have no incentive to call them next. If they're not number 2 if they're doing that. They're not number 2. I don't have anything against them. It's okay. I'm not for everybody and vice versa. All right. So that's number 1. Number 2 is then, with that said, is to be happy for people. Now, whenever I say this, I found that everybody thinks that being happy for people, like if I ask you right now, what does that look like? Okay? If I ask you out there, what does being happy for people look like? A lot of people think that it means laughing. Yeah, that too. A lot of people think it means smiling. Yep, that too. But you know what? It may simply be a note card. You're not in front of them that says, hey, congratulations on your anniversary. Happy birthday. It could be, hey, I saw your son had a great game. I'm really happy for your son and for you guys as well. Congratulations. Hey, I see your daughter's going to the University of. Good for you guys. What a great institution. It could be something that simple. It could be sorry for your loss. It could be something on social media, on Facebook. You can do there. You can put it in the mail. You can put it in a note card. Anything. Now, that's not being happy for somebody when I talk about sorry for your loss, but it is 5 times more effective to be there for people in times of joy than in times of sorrow. So what I mean then is literally go out of your way that when something good happens, let them know that you noticed, good for you, I'm happy for you, etc. Now, with that said, I'm going to combine number 1 and number 2. I'm going to say sometimes you can stop by their place of work. Not everybody can do that because then it's a little intrusive. Maybe you stop by your house as a pop-by. You drop something off. You give them something. You let them know, hey, I'm thinking of you. And by the way, as you do that, you say, by the way, I like you. Not only do you do that, if they're a past client, maybe they invite you in the house. Hey, come on in the house. So what do? You come in the house. You walk around. They say, oh, I'm so excited to show you my finished basement. I just finished my basement. Perfect. You know why? Now, I'm going to time out, and say that right now, you know what first you need to do though? I hope you are. Number 1, I hope you're genuine. I hope this is authentic. Because if you're going to be in the real estate business, or any business for that matter, you better like people. If not, you need a different profession. Any type of profession like that involves interpersonal communication, you really need to truly appreciate and value the interactions. You don't have to be best friends. You can have a business colleague relationship. You can have a relationship that's a little, there are different levels of relationships. Okay? You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to hang out. You don't have to go out for drinks. You don't have to even go out for dinner. You can if you want, either or. There are different levels, but they all have something in common, and that is they're acknowledging people. They're saying, I like you. They're saying, I want to do business with you. They're saying, I'm grateful for doing business with you. I appreciate your business. I appreciate your referrals. I like you. I'm happy for you. So back to, they invite you into the house. They go down, they show you your basement. And I'll tell you right now, 2 people. They invited 2 people in to show them their basement. There's another agent lives down the road. They came over and they saw their basement. One agent comes in and they go, "Oh, wow, this basement is awesome." Nice compliment, right? Right? Nice compliment? Sure. "Oh, this basement is awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I love this. I love this basement. I love this basement. Oh my gosh, this basement's amazing." They leave. You drop off a pop-by. Knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. They come in, they let you in, come down, you show you the basement, and you're looking around and you go, "Wow." And you look right at the person and you go, you did an unbelievable job at finishing this basement and making selections." Which is more powerful? The one that says you. Because you gave the credit to them, not the basement. Yeah, the basement's awesome, but the basement does not involve them. The one person says you did a phenomenal job. You did a fantastic job of making selections. You know what? You have so much class. You're so good at this. If I go to do my basement, I want you to come over and help me. Would you do that? That person wins that battle. Not that it's a battle. That's a figure of speech. But that person touched the other person. When I say touched, I don't mean physically touched them. You all know that. What I mean is they spoke to their heart. They touched a part of them that wanted to be touched, at least emotionally. And that is how and why people convert. You take 2 agents, any business, insurance, real estate, or other, doesn't matter. One person goes out and meets 1,000 people a day. They're boom, they're here, they're there, they're boom, 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 boom. They're talking, they're on the phone. They got 2 phones going at the same time. "Hey, how you doing?" They're having 3 conversations. All right, that's impossible, but you get the point. They're out there, they're going to the chamber event. They're going here, they're going there, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're everywhere, boom, 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 right? They're everywhere. Yeah, you like that, huh? Okay, so they're everywhere. Their conversion ratio is they convert 20% of their interactions, which is what? So what's 20% of 1,000? All right, 200. So they have 200 people that would consider doing business with them. Now another person, okay, is not as active. They make a handful of phone calls, do some pop-bys, they stop by to see people, they're on social media, they get on the phone, they do socialize, they interact, they're out and about a little bit. They get in front of 400 people. So the other person gets in 2.5 times in front of 2.5 times as many people. But this individual B, gets in front of 400 people as opposed to 1,000. But guess what? They convert 75% of their interactions. They convert 75% of their interactions, meaning that 75% of 400 is 300. So they do 50%, they have 50% more success of being considered for business than the person who's in front of 2.5 times as many people. And why is that? It's because that individual, when they do get in front of them, they're authentic, they're real, they're sincere, they touch their heart, they touch them, they speak to them, they find out who they are, they find out what makes them tick, they find out what's important to them, they find out what they value. What do they value? What do they value? Is it their kids, or their job, their hobbies, their horses, their dogs, their cars? What is it? Is it their vacations, their trips, their travels? What is it that they value? And that person gets in front of them. As a matter of fact, here's the clincher. They could be rather introverted. They could be non-dynamic. They could be a type of person that talks monotone. They don't smile much. They're kind of calm. They're very stoic. But they convert 75% of their interactions. They're not bouncing off the walls. They're not, and that's okay too. It doesn't matter. But again, there's 2 people, one person that's extrovert, one person that's an introvert, can both have the same effect. One person laughs, one person doesn't. They can both have the same effect. But one person finds out by asking questions, by taking an interest in who their client is, knowing who they are, and processing and thinking about, who are you? Who are you? What do you like? When they step away from the first interaction, they walk away and they go, this person is, and they think about it. They go, okay. Maybe they make a mental note. Maybe they put it in their phone. I don't know. But next time they see him, they go, hey, how was your trip to Florida? How was that trip to Florida? Did you have fun? Did you have fun? What'd you do? Tell me about it. All right? Or they say the other person, they meet another person, they say, hey, I'm gonna landscape my backyard. I'd love, you have done an amazing job of landscaping your yard. I'd love you to come by and say, hey, what do you think? What do you think I should do here? What a compliment. What a compliment. Now, person A saw that same person at an event somewhere. They were maybe at a basketball game, college basketball game, whatever it was, out and about, out to dinner, and they walked up. And that person also was going to do their landscaping. And they walked up and said, oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah. You know, I saw I was walking the other day, I saw you did a great job landscaping. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm going to landscape mine too, you know. Yeah, I've got this plan, I've called these people, I've got this, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to do this, and I've got all these plans, and I've got all these ideas, and I'm just so excited about it, I can't even stand it. But the other person said, hey, what do you think? I'd love for you to come by and tell me what you think I should do. Guess who's winning that? Again, I'm going to call it battle. Guess who's winning that battle? Exactly. That person, one was really dynamic, one was just thoughtful and said, hey, what do you think? What a great thing to ask. Hey, what do you think? Doesn't that feel good? It does. Feels great. When you ask somebody else's opinion, because what did you do again? What did I start off by saying? I said acknowledge that person. When you acknowledge that person, it makes them feel so good. You know, especially in a world today where nobody seems to acknowledge anybody. You have 2,000 friends on Facebook, 5,000 friends on Facebook for that matter, and as one of them in the last 30 days private messaged you to say, hey Joe, hey Sally, hey Sue, hey, how are you today? How's life for you? What's going on with you? Or is everybody sitting back, playing not to lose, wondering what's going on there? Oh, what's going on there? Maybe hit a little like. Is anybody reaching out there going and actually sincerely, authentically saying, hey, how's life? Or I saw that your father passed away. How are you doing? Hey, I see your son's going to college. I know this is your last one. You're going to be an empty nester. I know that's tough. How are you handling it? Is there anything I can do for you? Anything I can help you with? There's a difference. And it's the people who think about these things that have a greater conversion ratio that do more business. It's these people out here that actually try to hit them in the heart, touch them in the heart, excuse me. They try to touch the heart. They try to touch that which is important to the other person. They find out what they value. They find out what makes them tick. And that's what they go with. And again, it is much easier when you are authentic and real. Because when you know that that's what makes somebody else happy, you win as well. That's a win-win. You got what you wanted, they got what they wanted. As a matter of fact, that's probably what you want too, isn't it? Don't you agree? Isn't that what you want? Wouldn't you love, I know I would. I would love to have just somebody say, hey, Bill, how are you? You know, how are things going for you? How's your day been? How's business? Matter of fact, I get asked how's business all the time. What I'd really like for somebody to say is you know, Bill, you're super busy. I know you do a lot of things. Are you hanging in there? How are you handling it? Are you still enjoying it? Something with a little more depth. Sometimes certain questions can seem a little bit cliche, a little run-of-the-mill. But if someone takes the time to process, or I start talking about something, and they sit back there and they kind of process and go, oh, yeah. Then they ask me that right question at the right time. Boom. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking that question. That is what is important. It's those people. So you don't need to be running around like a madman. You don't need to be super dynamic, but I think you need to be thoughtful. You can go back at the end of the day. When you have your list, you have your 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You have your system in place as what you do every day for your business. An hour of that should be spent thinking about the interactions you had and analyzing, processing what happened, what was said, who are they, what do they value. The next time you can see them, you can try to be more accurate. You can try to be more precise. You can be more succinct. You can actually think about something and talk about something that is pertinent and valuable to them. And I think that is why you see people today, again, out there going, how do they do so much business? I can't believe they do so much business. I mean, I know a couple people in my life. I have a couple people in my life. Matter of fact, I happen to be related to a couple of them. They do an unbelievable amount of business. They're amazing. Why is that? I think they're targeting what works. They're authentic, they're real, they're actually happy for people. They want the same thing. So we tend to give people what they want. You know, you give people what they want, you'll get what you want. And vice versa. Sometimes we give people what we want. You know, we give them the attention that they want, in reality hoping that we get it in return. And that's a win-win, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's something I want you to think about. I want something in your process. I want you to write it down. I want you to put that in your calendar. I want you to put that in your daily task and start processing and think about ways and words and methods and things you can say. And start by doing this. Make a list of 10 to 20 things that you would love for someone to ask you or point out. You can have 10 questions. You can have 10 statements. Identify some things that you would love to have people say to you or ask you. And if you would like it, they probably would too. And then find 2 or 3 different ways to ask the same thing. And then, last but not least, I'm going to leave you with this, practice it. Think about it. If only in your mind. Think about how you're going to say and what you're going to say. You know, and know that it's the right thing to do. Life is short, people. Life is short. Be real, be honest, make people feel good. If you can make people feel good, you've got it made in this business and probably about any business like this. Okay? Thanks for listening.